नौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः। वेदोदधिं समुन्मथ्य ज्ञानरात्रं समुद्रितं येन तस्मै वसिष्ठाय गुरुणां गुरवे नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। योग वशिष्ठ निर्वाण प्रकरण पूर्वार्ध है और हम 61वां सर्ग का आलोचना कर रहे हैं, जहाँ वशिष्ठ जी और राम जी का संवाद चल रहा है और राम जी का मन में एक शंका था। और शंका क्या था? क्या शंका था भाई? व्हाट वाज द क्वेश्चन from Ramji's side? What was it? Forgotten. Hi. क्या सवाल था भैया? बोलो। श्रीपाद बोलो भाई, क्या सवाल था कल? यस स्वामी जी। क्या सवाल था राम जी के तरफ से? अरे दादा इधर बैठा है, बाप क्या करेगा? what was the question?
If these beings have been around for so much longer, how do they see it differently to us? We see it in one way, and these older, longer living beings see it differently to us. Why is that? That was Ram's question.
राम जी पूछ रहे थे, भैया अगर दुनिया सपना है, दुनिया सपना किसके लिए है? कहते हैं ब्रह्मा विष्णु शंकर, ये ईश्वर कोटि के जितने सब हैं उनके लिए दुनिया सपना है। उनको ये सच नहीं लगता है और इसमें उनका बंधन नहीं है, आसक्ति नहीं। All these higher gods means we use some words, self-made words according to the need of the time. Higher gods means the supernatural powers concentrated and personified and responsible to govern some subtle aspects of the nature. They are called gods. Okay? Definition is clear. And these gods, they have got also different type of gradations. Just as we always decide, mind has different levels of purity and subtlety and everything. Everything has different levels. So some are gross, some are subtle, some are in different degrees. Even karma also depends upon your different attitude, your motive, your time, your skill in working the particular job. Everything, it depends upon everything. So whole world is concerned if something is happening. So the result also will be like that only. It will depend upon everything. So gahana karanagati, it is said, nobody can say exactly what is the situation. Different levels of, you see, in everything, different labels are considered in everything. If you say some actions and reactions, they are also considered in different labels. Mind, that is also body, body gross and subtle, and in between different labels. Say, body requires oxygen. Oxygen, though we cannot see, but we feel, we breathe, isn't it? It is of a different level than the subtlemost which we cannot even think. And gross is the body, what we see or deal with grossly. So different level is there everywhere in everything. Time also like that. Some gross time, some subtle time. Don't think time also has not such levels of existence which we cannot understand exactly. Very subtle time. Just as in the waves, so minute ripples, subtler than the hair parts. There are also waves, disturbance in the water. So that we hardly can see by a physical eyes. So in that way, we have to understand different labels, difference in everything. Difference is the law of nature. Everywhere, whatever you say, there will be opposite and there will be difference. Book means one word book. There is difference in its meaning. So what we mean, our point was, what was the question of Rama? Rama had doubt. If the world is a dream, it should be dream for everyone. Understood? If it is a dream, if it is a book, it is book for you, for me, for everyone. It cannot be a stone for you and book for me and some cat for him. Can it be? If it is a book, it is book for everyone. Similarly, if the world is dream, it will be dream for everyone. So why there is difference? The gods of higher category means Lord Vishnu, Shankar, or Brahma the creator, or other gods, they take the world as a dream, whereas we take it as a real truth. And what is the cause? Cause is said because of repetition. It appears, the subtle appears as a gross, we take it as true. That's all. So the question was, if this is a dream, it should be dream for ignorant people, for us, and for the realized souls or the higher gods. It should be same for everyone. So the answer was given. For Brahma, Vishnu, they are always, before creating this world or protecting or destroying whatever the aspects they deal with. Anyway, before that they had to do penance for long time. As a result, they are always in the state of equilibrium, that is state of truth. So that's how they don't see this world as a reality, they see it as a dream, just a changing phenomena, that's all. Whereas individual beings, ignorant beings, they don't have such understanding because they are always grossed in, they are always in the relative life. They have no connectivity with the absolute. So they take everything as a reality. Okay, now there is doubt in this also. You say the truth is all pervading and it is present, the ultimate presence is known as the truth. So is the truth absent in the existence of the ignorant individual beings? It cannot be. Awareness of unawareness is there. You know you are ignorant, isn't it? So that knowledge is there, hidden. It cannot be denied. So these three aspects, existence and the knowledge of existence and the contentment of the knowledge of the existence are its being. All these three aspects, Sat, existence, Chit, knowledge of it, bliss, Anand, the contentment, the satisfaction of the knowledge that I do exist. Nothing can happen to me. That satisfaction, that itself is bliss. It is unbroken, uninterrupted. In no case it can be denied. So that is called Anand, whereas our so-called happiness is always interrupted because it goes on in cycle. If there is happiness, there will be pain also, unhappiness also. If there is enjoyment, there is suffering also. Nothing is permanent here in the world. World is nature, means every moment, in all conditions, everything is always changing. Nothing is permanent here. So, if it is like this, what about your Sat Chit Anand, which is eternally, unconditionally present everywhere in all conditions? he will be bound to be present in the existence of the ignorant fellows. Ignorant people also know that they are ignorant. So that inherent inner current, continuous current of the awareness, it is there. It cannot be denied. So, there is no ignorant persons here. Okay? Everybody is realized souls. Are you? Not dare enough to accept it, isn't it? हाँ भैया, कुछ समझ में आया?
थोड़ा थोड़ा
दुनिया में कोई मूर्ख नहीं है। आपका आईडी कभी दिया गया था ना गद्दा? अभी गधे नहीं, आप तो ज्ञानियों का शिरोमणि। तेरी है। भैया, ज्ञान को तो कभी कोई मना नहीं कर सकता है। और
जी स्वामी
हाँ जी, तो अज्ञानी करके जो जानता है वो कैसे कहेंगे उसको अज्ञानी करके? जैसे भी होगा, ये ज्ञान दो किस्म का मैं हमेशा बोला ना। हम जो कुछ भी बात करते हैं वो रिलेटिवली बात करते हैं। तो ज्ञान है दो किस्म का। देर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ नॉलेज। कमान, व्हाट आर दे?
Relative, informative.
Relative means informative.
इंफॉर्मेटिव
Informative knowledge which is always subject to change and grow and everything. Whereas the experiential knowledge which is impossible to change, it is same in everyone, the experience. If you enjoy honey and I also, the taste will be same. But when we express it, your language will be different than my language. So experience is the same. But when you say something on honey and I say something, it will be different from each other. Because expression. Ekah sat vipra bahudha vadanti. The truth is one, but when the seers or realizers of it, they express it, it will be different from each other because of support of so many things. To express it makes it contaminated. Your language becomes something other than the experience. So that has to change. So this is called informative knowledge, which is subject to change, and the other is in experiential knowledge, which cannot change, which is one and the same in every condition. हाँ भाई बोलो अब।
experience is also a past and present is different.
क्या क्या हुआ?
एक्सपीरियंस जो होता है वो भी पास्ट है, वो भूतकाल है।
अच्छा
प्रेजेंट जो है वो प्रेजेंट है।
अच्छा, एक्सपीरियंस भी बदल जाता है कहने का मतलब?
नहीं नहीं, एक्सपीरियंस तो पास्ट है स्वामी जी। कल मेरा जो एक्सपीरियंस था वो आज आएगा ऐसा भी नहीं है।
आना जाना जरूरत नहीं पड़ता है। कल जो शहद कभी जिंदगी में खाया है वो क्या आज याद नहीं आ रहा है? वो भूल गए?
दैट इज अबाउट टेस्ट ओनली।
वह टेस्ट नहीं, उसको कहते हैं एक्सपीरियंस। टेस्ट तो जीभ का होता है। जो तुमको जो आनंद मिला शहद खा करके हृदय के अंदर, जो इसको तुम बोल नहीं सकते हो ये मीठा है या खट्टा है या कैसे है, बोला तो वो तुम्हारा अनुभव नहीं। भाषा का सपोर्ट ले करके तुम बोल सकते हो। और भाषा तुम जानते हो, जो शब्दों का विकास मेनली 4 ढंग से होता है: परा, पश्यंती, उपांशु और वैखरी। जो हम लोग जो भाषा बोलते हैं, ये ऑडिबल लैंग्वेज, वट एवर वी से, इट इज द 4th ग्रॉस स्टेट ऑफ द साउंड, 4th स्टेट। वो तो बदलता है, लेकिन परा, पश्यंती ये लगभग बराबर रहता है। और ये भाषा का सहायता लेने से ही अनुभव को हम बोल सकते हैं। खाली भाषा ये शब्द का नहीं, और भी दूसरे सारा चीज़ शब्द के साथ, और दूसरे बहुत चीज़ों का, इंद्रियों का, इंद्रिय संचालन का, बहुत चीज़ों का सहायता लेने से ही हम अनुभव को दूसरों को व्यक्त कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो नहीं हो सकता है। अनुभव तो अनुभव है। जो शहद कल खाया था, वो जो अनुभव था मेरा, आज भी वही होगा। मेरा जो होगा, एक बिल्ली एक कुत्ता को भी दे दो तो उसका भी अनुभव वही होगा। इसको हम कहते हैं संबित। संबित मतलब सम्यक ज्ञान, थॉरो नॉलेज, एक्सपीरियंशियल नॉलेज followed. So there are 2 types of knowledge. One is subject to change. Everywhere we are in relative world, bhai. Whatever you say, it will have opposite side also. Say the desires. Yesterday we were discussing, desires are to be renounced. They should not be encouraged. They are cause for bondage. But there are some desires which are called good desires, or the bandya. Bandya means worth praising, worth having. Bandaniya. Those desires are to be practiced. For example, oh Lord, please make me desireless. Is it not a desire? I want to be desireless. I want all the desires should be destroyed from my mind. My mind should be always in meditative mood. My mind should be always steady. It should not be associated with the sense objects, matra, spars. It should not have contact with the sense objects. Is it not a desire? But this is worth having. This will kill all the other desires. मैं कहा ये good desires are always like human bomb or the hailstones. They destroy others and they get destroyed by themselves. So it is worth having. In this way, when all these are we have discussed and seen clearly, now we come to our point. What is the point? Why those higher beings, they look the world as a dream, and we the lower beings are ignorant individual beings. We take it as truth. Why? What is the difference? So as per his status, he says they are always in different level of existence, and we, the ignorant beings, we are not of that status. That means we have to understand our knowledge which is inherent, which is underlined, which is overpowered by our forgetfulness, misunderstanding, and all these, and attachment with the sense objects, and doership. I am the doer, so I will be the enjoyer, expectation of the result of our action. All these together, it has become something cloudy, and it has overpowered, it has hidden up the inner current of our awareness, which is eternal and which is present in all conditions everywhere. Okay, our knowledge is forgotten. It is there, no doubt, but their knowledge is not forgotten. They are aware of the knowledge. We are aware of the ignorance. This is the difference. We are aware of our ignorance. They are aware of the awareness. This is the difference. And from other angle, if we see, from other angle, देखो, हम सैटेलाइट का उदाहरण हमेशा देते हैं। सैटेलाइट के साथ जब हमारा फ़ोन का कनेक्शन होगा तभी हम दुनिया में किसी के साथ भी बात कर सकते हैं, नहीं तो यहाँ से सीधा नहीं करते हैं, बात कर ही नहीं सकते हैं। वी कैन नॉट टॉक टू आवर फ्रेंड एट लंदन without having connectivity with the satellite, because that is their higher up, which see the whole world at a glance, at a time, at present, at a glance. So it can have connectivity with anyone at a time. So we have to keep up connectivity with the higher entity. That way, if you want to be aware of awareness all the time without any interruptions, continuously, you have to have your connectivity with the absolute truth all the time. Then only you can see the whole world at a time, at present, and you are the knower of everything, you are a controller of everything, and such beings having continuous connection with the absolute are called higher gods. Such beings, they are beings, they have got a different identity, but their identity is so transparent, so pure, they're almost just like a very light reflection of the glass within the glass. It is just like that. We always take the example of lens house. If you enter into a house which the wall of which and the roof and the ground, everything is attached with different sizes of different lenses. What do you see? If you enter inside this room, what do you see? There are different types of, different sizes of lenses, concave, convex, everything. So if you enter into it, what do you see? your reflection, you are so many, and in different size, different ways, different visibility, degrees of visibility. Everything is within itself and without itself. Everything is simply some Gorakdhanda. Gorakdhanda, some puzzle. Everything is reflected in, and everything, the reflections are reflected in reflections. So, this is how the world is. We see it. We see it. So, this is called, one who understands, he will see it as a dream state. And suppose if I enter, I know all these are only lenses. I am one, I am not so many. But if you push a dog into it, what will happen? It will die in a moment. Go on barking at everyone and rounding and barking and fighting. In few minutes it will die, because it takes it as a reality. So many dogs, they are barking at it and they are bouncing at it, trying to so it will go mad and it will die. But you will not die. You understand all these are reflections. Similarly, the difference between the ignorant beings and the higher beings, they know, they are aware of all these, everything. Whereas we, the ignorant individual beings, we take everything as reality and we deal with it. We have the relationships with it. We have everything. Our transactions, daily transactions with all these changing objects, and that's how we are always attached to it, contacted by it. We have relationship with it and we deal with it. So we take it as reality. This is why. And it is continuously continued whole life. We have no time to stand and stare. We have no time to think on it. How is our life? What we are doing? What is the consequence? And what for we are doing all this? No time. We are just habituated to go on with a sway. That's all. This is called ignorance. And the higher beings, they are always aware of it. They are not so restless. They are always in contact with not the sense objects but the absolute truth. And this is how there is a difference from still other angle. So there are two countries and there will be a borderline, Pakistan and India. There is a borderline. Either any line drawn by pen and pencil with ink? No. It is a line. We call horizon. What is the horizon? What do you mean? How can you define it? Is there any line? Some imaginary something beyond which we don't know anything. That is called horizon. and similarly the border line. Border, there is no line actually, but some imaginary assumption, both the sides they have accepted this is to be like this, something. And person who is standing on the border, how does he behave? How does he behave? Other example, on the top of the mountain, say some conical mountain, and some person is standing on the top. We are standing on the foothills, okay? How does that person behave who is standing up? He has all-round vision. He sees all the sides at a glance. Wherever he wants to see, he can see it. That side and this side, both at a time, at a glance. He knows all about that side. He is aware of that side and aware of this side also. Whereas we, the persons standing at the foothills, we don't know what is happening other side. You see this mountain range, behind it there is another plain areas. Some villages are the other side of the mountain. And when it is raining this side, that side is bright sun. Just opposite. And one who stands on the top of the mountain, he sees that side there is hot sun and this side is black, pitch dark, thick clouds and heavy rain. See the difference. And the person who is standing on the in between, he is aware of both the sides. He knows both the sides. This is how the borderline or the top of the mountain or the horizon, this is how these great gods or gurus, the guides, they see that side and this side, both. They can give any information anywhere. Their vision is all-round vision. That is what they say, knower of the three periods of time, past, present, future, is for us only, not for them. For them it is only present, exists. One time only. There is no time. That's how they are beyond time. They have one vision, all-round vision. 360 to the power 360 to the power infinity. That is what morning I was telling you. कुछ आ रहा है भाई समझ में या नहीं, सिर फोड़े?
आ रहा है स्वामी जी,
कुछ कुछ
कुछ कुछ होता है।
कुछ कुछ हो रहा है और आ तो रहा है, पर जाता कितना
तो अभी देखना पड़ेगा।
ये है। ये रहा, सुबह मैं बता रहा था मैं इसको, मॉर्निंग आई वाज टेलिंग इट। व्हाट इज दिस? This is the truth, this is the world, this is everything. This is the time, this is the black hole, this is the white hole, this is everything. Go on expanding, there is no limit. Go on minimizing, there is no limit. Anu Raniyan Mahato Mahiyan. How many worlds are within this? Nobody can count it. Countless. This is called also time. This is called world. This is called the truth. Everything. This is called the angle of vision, and this is called the eternal presence, all round vision. Understood something? देखा रे ये चनाचूर को, देख रहे हो? नहीं देख रहे हो ना? देख रहे हो ये चनाचूर, चनाचूर जिसमें खाते हैं यार।
बिल्कुल।
हाँ जी। इसको याद करना, सारे समस्या हल हो जाएगा। क्यों भाई? डू यू अंडरस्टैंड समथिंग? एवरीथिंग इज विद इन इट।
कैसे कैसे स्वामी जी?
कैसे? तुम्हारे भगवान छोटे हैं या बड़े हैं?
छोटे भी हो सकते हैं, वो तो बड़े भी हो सकते हैं।
तो यही तो मैं बता रहा हूँ तुम्हें, और क्या दे? कैसे क्या पूछ रहे हो? यही तो बता रहा हूँ ना। ये इस तरह बढ़ाओ, महत्व महियान, इधर घटाओ अणुरणियान। कितने चक्कर इसके अंदर है, कोई गिन सकता है क्या? कितने साइकिल्स है इसके अंदर, अनगिनत। इसी को कहते हैं संसार। संसार के अंदर संसार, उसके अंदर उसके अंदर उसके अंदर बोलते जाओ, अनएंडिंग स्टोरी। इसी के अंदर सब कुछ, इसी ढंग से तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ। कितनी दुनिया इसमें, दुनिया मतलब संसार चक्र। संसार चक्र, कितने चक्र इसमें मिलेगा आपको? कोई गिनती कर सकता है क्या? और एंगल ऑफ विजन, इसी के अंदर 360 डिग्री एंगल ऑल्सो है, और इट इज वन एंगल ऑल्सो, एंड इट होल्ड्स ऑल द एंगल्स विद इन इटसेल्फ। है कि नहीं? कितने सेंटर्स हैं, कितने साइकिल्स हैं। इसी ढंग से दुनिया को समझना अति सरल होता हुआ इतनी कठिन है कि समझना हमारे दिमाग के बाहर है। सरल समझने के लिए कुछ है ही नहीं इसमें। जो चीज़ है ही नहीं उसको समझेगा, समझना क्या है? तो राम जी का जो सवाल, ये तो है तो कठिन सवाल है। ये डिफरेंस क्यों है उनके और अंदर हमारे और दूसरे? ये तो 3 एंगल्स हम देखे, चौथा एंगल देखो। हम कुछ भी बोलेंगे, कुछ भी समझेंगे, कुछ भी सुनेंगे, सब तो मन की ही खेल है भाई। हम ही बोलते हैं, हम ही सुनते हैं, है कि नहीं? ये सारा एवरीथिंग इज इन रिलेटिविटी। सो रिलेटिविटी विल हैव ऑलवेज कंपैरेटिव डिग्रीज। इट कैनॉट बी 1 डिग्री, इट विल हैव ऑलवेज कंपैरिजन। सो naturally when there will be 2, there will be comparison, and one will be dependent on the other. Similarly, without the manyness there is no one, without the one there is no many. So without the creator there is no creatures, without the creatures there is no creator. So everything is relatively dependent upon each other, and then only the whole world exists as it is, or else nothing is there. Nothing can be imagined, nor can be said, nor can be understood. Everything is understood in relative terms only. So when you are and the gods are concerned, then there will be naturally difference. Logically, when two are taken for consideration, there will be difference. That's how it is too. They are gods and you are human beings. There is difference even between two leaves of the same plant, same tree, same branch, same sub-branch. And in the one leaf there will be differences only everywhere. The size, the sides, the sizes and everything, the color, everything will be different from each other. Difference is the law. Difference in difference, everything is internally related, dependent and penetrated and everything. So see, everything is confusion. That's how you have to come to the conclusion that world is a confused, elusive, some puzzle which is just like a dream, and that's how you have to accept. Nothing is stable, nothing is understandable, nothing is seen perfectly, nothing is told exactly, nothing is understood. So, is it not a dream? How can you rely upon it? And simple logic, if it changes all the time in all conditions, how can you rely upon it? So, unreliable objects are called dreaming, that's all. And from still other angle, a period of its observance. Period of observance, of course, in the very beginning we see it for small little time, that's why we call it dream. Our dream is observed for a small period of time, and our waking state is for a little longer period of time. That's why it is repeated more times and it appears to be true. Waking state is true and dream state is not real. This is how we understand generally in common parlance. Now, if the dream becomes, it prolongs for long time and our waking state becomes for short time, what happens? Just opposite. Dream will be real and waking will be unreal. This is what we will see in different stories afterwards. In short, I can give you some little points. There was some king and his queen, both were very devoted to our goddess Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. And they had also darshan of Saraswati, and they had some boons and everything. They did a lot of penance and had some close relationship with Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge. And these gods and goddesses, they have supernatural powers. They can do and undo some things which is impossible for human beings. Because they are subtler beings than the human beings. So they have subtle means more pervading. They have got their larger space of existence than the human beings. So naturally they are supernatural beings and they have more powers. They can travel from one world to the other world and they can do anything. So what happened? This king had some enemies and they had some battle to fight, and he was seriously wounded and came back to the palace, and he was put under the flower bed, and this was ordered by Saraswati because the queen sat silently and thought seriously of Saraswati. Saraswati appeared, and the queen, she is called Leela. Her name was Leela. Leela asked mother, you had blessed me with a boon, you know, my husband will not die. And if at all some situation comes, he will not go out of the palace. He will be always with me. So now I am unable to see him talking to me and everything. He is died and gone. Where has he gone? What has happened to you? Is it your words which has no value? Saraswati said, no, he is here. Your husband is here. Now I want to talk to him. I want to see him and talk to him. What happened to him? Please take me to him. Show me where is he. So Saraswati said, okay, you want to see him? Yes, mother. Please come with me. Sit in meditation. So Leela sat in meditation. That means mind was stopped. And then Saraswati entered into her mental, machine. We can call it brain or our subconscious mind. And she tuned it in a different way, just as we tune our computers or TVs or transistors, radios. Then only we can see something or hear something. So our mind also works in the same way. And the goddess Saraswati entered into her brain and tuned her, and the body remained here, and the subtle body came out of the gross body, and both the Saraswati and Leela, they felt, they were experiencing as if they were traveling in this space. They had to travel a long way and long time, and then they went to some other world and they had to enter into it by some hole. we call in our body some Brahmarandra here. The mini world is our body, and here is the entrance. It is closed. Yogis, they open it and get out. So they entered into the other world, and there they saw some beautiful universe, and there they traveled a lot and found out the kingdom of Leela's husband, where there also Leela's husband is a king, and he is doing something. He is exactly the form is same, and Leela's copyright is there also with that king. This Leela is wonderstruck. Arey, how am I here? I am alive. I am there, and in this world with my husband. My husband is here. Let us talk to them, both. So they entered into his chamber at midnight and woke them up, the king and the queen in the other universe, and they got up and they saw some goddesses. Light is there and luminous beings. So, who are you? Where from you have come? We welcome you. Oh, great ones. We are really fortunate to have your darshan. And these Leela, the other world Leela and Saraswati, they took talked to them and for some time, and then slowly they disappeared. And from there they came and went to some other world. There also this Padma, the name of king, Padma and Leela, they are young ones and they are ruling another. They are also their kingdom and all the subjects. They were so loyal to the king and they are enjoying. They are in the first world, they were old. In the third world, they were old, young enough. In this way, they traveled 3 worlds. Everywhere the same. Leela and Padma, both the people, and then afterwards they came to this original world, and then Saraswati stayed there and Leela entered to her body. And now Leela has become normal Leela. And she was just went mad. Mother, where am I? Which is real? Which world is real? Whether this is real or that is real. And that was only within 2 hours. And they had traveled and spent ages, so much distance, and here only within the sky of the veranda, that much. They had not gone out of the palace. Inside the palace, 3 worlds are there, and within the sky of the veranda, and they had spent lives. And here, when they came to original one, it is only 2 hours. Now it is going to be morning dawn, and Leela asked all the subordinates. They got together and they were trying to do some rituals and other things, everything. So in that way, our Vasishtha ji gives some idea of relative time and relative worlds and subtle worlds and gross worlds and our assumptions, what we think, what we understand, uh, how we behave. Has it got any meaning? Because we are strongly, so closely related with these objects created mentally only. There is no reality, solidity behind it. So in this way, when you go from dream to dream, sometimes it happens. And when you go on contemplating and discussing within yourself, then only you can understand how we foolish, nonsense beings, we believe this world and take it as true. And in the same way, those who are ever engaged in contemplation and reasoning, finding it out, investigating and trying their level best to see the reality, how they are related with the reality, and how do they understand what will be their mental state. It is so complicated and it is totally different from common people. This is how the state of the realized souls, they are ever in one level of their existence, and from that level they see it as a dream, and we are in this, we see it as a reality. And still other angle of vision. See, you are going in a plane up above the ground, say 40,000, 50,000 feet high. And in that level, in what speed the plane travels, it will be not less than 1,000 kilometers per hour. Swamiji, isn't it? 1,000 kilometers minimum. It may travel in more speed also. From ground, if we see, it travels so slowly. But there it travels so speedily. And you are sitting inside the plane. You think you are sitting just, there is no motion. The plane is not moving at all. And from there, if you look down, what do you see? Always this example should be taken to understand the relativity. From there you see a ground, say 100 kilometers of range. At a glance, at present, from the window with the one angle of vision, isn't it? 100 kilometers. More maybe. And from there, your vision is at a time now, at present, and with one angle. And here, in that 100 kilometers range, the car is moving. The driver of the car, how much it can see ahead and behind? Hardly 100 meters, maybe 500 meters. If it is a straight road, if it is zigzag road in the woods, what happens? But for you it is clear. You are able to see everything clearly. And this fellow, this driver, it has got past, present and future. It has passed some 20 kilometers behind, which is invisible for him. He who knows nothing about the past and unable to see the future 40 kilometers away. He is able to see only 1 kilometer. Highest 1 kilometer he can see, something ahead, something behind. That's all. So that is for his present, one angle, present, now. And for you, his future and past is at present. In one angle, which is impossible for the car driver. He cannot see it. Let him break his head, he cannot see it. What you see from the heights. Similarly, when you go to the height of thoughts means subtleness of thoughts, purity of thoughts, and its expansiveness of the thoughts, and the wider angle of the thoughts, then you can see something which is impossible for the people down below. From this comparison, you can see what the conditions of ignorant earthly beings and subtle higher such governing beings. This will be the difference. They are capable of more capacity of everything in all respect. This is why we take it to be real, whereas they take it as just a passing show and it is dreamy. We are so much attached to our understanding, we always give importance to our understanding. Our understanding is so little. What we understand as a time, it is not so. Don't believe your understanding has some value. We have been made by our circumstances, by our pre-assumptions, previous births, whatever brought forth to this life. And in this life, our surroundings, our friend circle, our companies, and everything around us, it is so little, so limited. We have limited ourselves to such little space, time, and everything. Our life is like that. Whereas, just as the frog of the well, Kupamanduk, he sees little sky above the well, but when it comes out, such a space, the frog gets wonderstruck. It is called world. What was his world when it was in the well, inside the well? This much sky. This is how our understanding, our vision, our mental capacity, our capability all over physical, mental, and in every respect. Everything is so limited. We have to expand our understanding, our outlook, our angle of vision, everything. So now are you little clear? Of course, unless you become Brahma and Vishnu, you cannot understand how they see this world as a dream. When you become, it will be 100% clear. Not till now, then. जब तक अज्ञान है तब तक चित्ती के सर्वव्यापी होने से जीव भी सर्वरूप होता है और सर्वत्र संसार भी सत्य सा होता है, क्योंकि वह संस्कृति तत्वज्ञान के विरोधी अज्ञान से उत्पन्न होती है और तत्वज्ञान से नष्ट होती है. एंड ही गिव्स स्टिल अनदर एंगल. How this world is a dream and also real for us. You see, he gives the cause. We, of course, we have touched this cause little. We are in a relative world. So we believe the supreme power, the Maya, this power. Nobody can deny this power, energy. The modern people only live on this energy. Can you live one day without your phone? Without your electricity, without your facilities in your room, can you? We depend upon everything which is called as energy. Energy is our life. And can you live without breathing? That is what we believe. Our energy is life, vital energy, our breathing system, and that's how the whole body works, functions, and brain also, everything, mind also functions because of prana. So our whole total being as this limited, dependent upon energy, and that is whether it is vital energy, breathe or mind or any type of functionaries, whatever. That is called my being. So we believe the power, supreme power, universal power which is within us, everywhere present, and because of the energy everything is running smoothly. The whole universe is in action. If there is no energy, there is no universe. And if we accept this, because of this energy, the whole world is going on. So how it is going on? What is going on? What is going on? This changing phenomena is going on. It appears as something and disappears, and again it appears as something else. So if we analyze this energy, it is nothing but a wavery system, that's all. That is called energy. Imbalanced state of the balanced state is known as energy. In one word, that means, can you say the water, the superficial water can become wave, losing its liquidity? Can it become wave? So truly speaking, water is always water. Our assumption of it, our vision of it differently than the original state is known as, is called as a wave. Wave is nothing other than the water. So this object is as it is, and this assumption, or you see acceptance, something as something, has, it is taken as our understanding, and which is always changing, and this is known as the world work of play of energy, whereas the substratum, the superficial water, is all the present, all the time present, in and without. It is in the waves and it is without the waves also. Waves are within the water. In this way, if we see the work of energy, and we are always looking at the waves, so we have to say the water is not stable, it is only wavery, it is unsteady water. Because all the time we say, look at the waves only. And our saying also has some meaning. Water is not steady, it is wavery. There is waves in the water. So this is how we know the world. World is, of course there is truth. We see something which we cannot express, but we express the vision, what we are able to see, changing, which is not real. In this way, this world is seen differently by different eyes. One who is in the water, the big drop of water or a tide of water will see the small waves. How it will see? It will see only as water, and it sees itself as water. Whereas these bubbles and these ripples and small waves, they are not aware of waterhood. They think we are something and we are real. In this way, vision changes. He says, because we accept the chitti, the power, supreme power, and it is all pervading. The whole water surface is wavery. Nowhere we find any stable water surface. So whole world is the work of the supreme power. Sarvarup hota hai, and all these beings are outcome of the energy only. Energy is seen in the form of beings, whether living beings, human beings, or the any other objects. They are beings. They are waves of the energy. They are not out of energy. Even the stable stone, we can say, there is change going on within. Every moment it is changing, and the waves are seen, energy is working therein. If you take it scientifically, if you take a particle of the stone, an atom, in the atoms of all the objects, there is a center and a periphery, and the energy is always active in the atom. Neutrons, protons, and electrons, and everywhere, everything is in the movement. Grossly we see and we classify it as non-living, living beings, or gross, or human beings, or animals, or birds, or say vegetable world, or stable, these stones or something. We classify according to our facility and to be some little easy in daily transactions, our relative life. But really speaking, energy is there present in all these objects. So, what do you say? Even the human being or any object over this, in this creation, everything is work, the result of, the consequence of the actions of the energy, the instability of the energy. That means energy is unstable. One energy is transformed into some other. It goes on changing and changing its names and actions, everything. So in this way, if we understand the situation, then we see only the energy, and so we take it as true. We don't see the background. Where from it started, unless and until we go to the starting point, how it started, why, when, what for, what was the purpose, and did it start at all, or it is seen in this way. If logically we shall see, is there any imbalance in the water? Water, if the water is all the time water, how can you say there is imbalanced state? Just for saying sake, meaninglessly we use some words. Imbalanced state has got no meaning if you go to the depth of its meaning. It loses its meaning. Water is all the time water, then how can you say it is imbalanced? Your eyes are imbalanced, not the water. If I say so, just as the scientists just a few years ago, they said by blasting the atom, they see some particles of the atom, which is named by them as God particles. And the moment you pay attention to it, it changes. How do you know it is not changing? Without paying attention, if you can say, is there any meaning of their expression? The moment you pay attention, the particles change. What is the meaning of this? If you don't pay attention, it doesn't change. So how do you know it doesn't change? You have not paid attention. And if you pay attention, whether your attention is changing or the particles are changing, what is true? In this way, if you go to the depth of the meaning of the words, then these words lose their meaning. For some time, for some reason, we accept it and work goes on. That's all. काम चलाओ सरकार, take it, accept it, why to quarrel? Really speaking, there is no meaning in it. So this is how the truth is ever true and untruth is ever untrue. So nasato vidyate bhava nabhavo vidyate satah uhayorapi drishtantva tvanayaha tattvadarshibhi. One who sees both literally, meaningfully, to its depth, analytically, from every angle, then he is called real seer. He understands the reality. Or else, we see everything confusively. Sometimes it is real, sometimes it is unreal. We don't know anything. So the common people, which we call ignorant persons, they have this situation. And the people of knowledge, right understanding, they are called realized souls who are able to see the reality and they stand upon that. They are called realized souls and they belong to that higher categories who have the stand on the border, on the horizon, that side and this side. Of course they are beings, but seer of everything. And all knower, all powerful, all governing, all controlling. So they just act like a dramatist. They just play the game for their own amusements, whereas we don't do so. This is the difference between a jnani and ajnani. So tomorrow we shall see further, we shall break our head. शंका हो कि अच्छा वो करें, इसलिए हिरण्यगर्भ यह जो तत्वज्ञान से बाधित स्वप्न तुल्य यानी सुंदर प्रपंच का प्रतिभास उत्पन्न होता है, वही अज्ञानी हम लोगों को अहंता बुद्धि से एक रूप होता हुआ अत्यंत दृढ़ होकर स्थित है। यह अहंकार को कल देखेंगे। अहंकार क्या चीज़ है और ये अज्ञानियों के अंदर अहंकार कैसे ज़बरदस्त बैठा है और वो कैसे संसार को सत्य प्रतीत करवाता है, जबकि उनका भी तो अहंकार होगा। अहंकार के बिना जीव कैसा होगा, उसके ऊपर विशद चर्चा करेंगे। ये जो ईश्वर कोटि के जीव होते हैं उनका कोई अहंकार होता है क्या? नहीं होता है। और हमारे जीव कोटि के जो लोग हैं, जो संसारी जीव हैं, तो हमारा कैसे अहंकार, उनका कैसे अहंकार? परमात्मा का कोई अहंकार है क्या? नहीं। अरे ये बड़ा मज़ेदार चीज़ है। वेदर द ईगो इज देयर or not, they are in the higher beings or not, whether the ego of the absolute is seen or not. Of course, the ego of the worldly beings, how intensified, how dense it is, how solid it is, how it works. From ego angle of vision, we shall see how does world look like. कल अहंकार को लेकर के बात करेंगे। अहंकार मज़ेदार चीज़ है जो हमको ऐसा पकड़ करके बांध रखा है। वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग ऑब्जेक्ट और सब्जेक्ट और व्हाट इट इज नोबडी नोज। ego plays the drama. Just like we say, from one angle the whole world is play of energy. Similarly, the whole world is play of ego. Ego, without ego there is no object, there is no world. How does it play? We shall see tomorrow. Most interesting drama. हरि ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, जगत जी भगवान